What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to Flashback Pig Slips. Gonna be honest, probably my favorite series on the channel. We're here, episode 13, which we get to complete the 2005 season. Yeah, you get Alex Smith there. Some of these players, which we're gonna show at the end in case we don't make the playoffs. We are sitting here. We got 3 games remaining. I am to keep it fair. And fair for this series is usually simming, because simming, you know, it gives it a more likelihood that we're going to lose, which actually, you know what? I wonder if that's true, because I feel like we've lost 3 games playing them, and we've lost 3 games simming them. That's our 7-6 record. Either way, I'm planning on today playing that Week 16 game at home against Seattle. We'll sim this game here against actually a fairly good Dolphin team, and the Jags are in the division. We're beating up on them. It's not the most enticing gameplay because they don't really have a great roster remaining. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. We're going to sim Week 15, play Week 16, sim Week 17, and figure out if this team, on their own merit, without me having to play, can make the playoffs. We are definitely a fringe playoff team. Looking at it, new faces that have been acquired that you might not be super familiar with. We got at right tackle here, playing left tackle, Mike Williams. We got Roy Williams from Texas. We got David Boston's now on the team, with maybe the most like personified steroids at wide receiver. We just got Andre Johnson, a superstar X Factor ability, which is Moss, which you could argue is the best wide receiver ability to get. On the defense, in terms of changes, I don't think we have a whole lot outside of the corners. We got Teddy Bruschi. If you're a Patriot fan, you probably remember him. He's a new starter at middle linebacker. We got Troy Polamalu. Nate Clemens and Antoine Winfield was a big 2-man swoop that we got from defeating the Buffalo Bills. And here we are. I mean, you're looking at the team. Weaknesses, really outside of Mike Peterson. We could use 2 linebackers. We could definitely use a free safety. Could use a D tackle. Could use a defensive end. Could use a 3rd corner. On the offensive line can still get better, especially at the guard spot. We still need a tackle. And you could debatably say maybe a more proven running back, even though Willie Parker's getting the job done. So we have 3 remaining games. Would be nice to kind of tick off a couple of those boxes as we get into things here, maybe potentially making the postseason. We're 2nd in the division. You look at the AFC, the playoffs. I mean, we're on the outside looking in right now, but it's very, very close. Dolphins are the 1 seed. Colts are the 2 seed, and we've beat the Colts. We dropped a 50 bomb on the Colts. We got Bengals, Baltimore, Jets, Patriots, Browns, Broncos, us. And really, you could even include Chiefs, Chargers, Bills. Couple wins, couple losses here or there. So we definitely need to win. I'm going to say 2 of these 3 remaining games to have any expectation of making the playoffs. But let's see them do it on their own. So we're going to kick off here. Week 15 against a 9-3-1 Miami Dolphins squad. Now, the Dolphins are bringing in some big-time impact players. You got Jason Taylor, defensive end superstar X Factor. You got Ricky Williams in the backfield. Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, Samari Roll, Moreland Greenwood. I'm not going to lie, not super familiar with him. He's the only guy I don't really remember. But, man, I would love getting Ricky Williams on this team. 100% would love to get Ricky Williams. So let's hope we can find a way to get a 5-star performance plus 20 opportunity. That's probably the only way we can play ourselves into contention for the 420 blazing all the time swag, Ricky Williams. All right, Sim, do me a favor. Have us win this game. We're going up and down the field here. We're trying to equalize. We have to settle for a field goal, but a quick turnover from the Dolphins. But their defense is holding strong. That has to be a touchdown if you're a Houston Oilers fan. Getting a turnover in the red zone and you still settle for 3, it's not what you're looking for. We need Eli Manning to get a touchdown here. We have 3 field goals. We missed one there. Sebastian Janikowski might be one of the best kickers in the league, but, you know, it's more about distance than it is pure accuracy with his game. And we are definitely struggling here to put this game away. They get an instant touchdown, which is cheesing the score just a little bit. Get a touchdown. Thank you, Lord baby Jesus. But we fall 30-16. Jay Fielder just works Eli Manning. No catches for Andre Johnson. 30 yards for Willie Parker. Just a complete piss-poor effort from the Houston Oilers. A Houston Oilers team that should be in the mindset that we got to make the playoffs if we can handle our business, and it starts with a massive hiccup. We'll calculate the star rating, figure out who we're going to lose. Looking at things here for the Dolphins, they won the game, which is 1 star off the rip. Looking at their player stats, Jay Fielder with the 3 passing touchdowns there gets a half star. Ricky Williams just barely getting over 100 yards, but still counts. another half star. We got 2 receiving touchdowns for Randy McMichael, which is a half star. And on the defensive side, they got an interception from Samari Roll, which is another half star, which gives them 3 stars on the day, a +6 upgrade. This one actually didn't hurt too bad. I thought for sure they might have a chance to sneak in an annoying player. But for the +6 opportunity, we are going to have them take Sam Aiken and Nails. Sounds like a wrestler from the 1994 Royal Rumble. And we're going to flip him Sam Aiken, who is 67 normal. They actually are kind of lacking wide receiver. They're going to get 69 superstar Curtis Conway, who's immediately going to be wide receiver 2 for them. And the big upgrade is getting Ryan Deem on the offensive line, 75. He's only 25, so he is going to continue to develop. Probably has a ceiling of like an 80 overall. So we are losing some depth. The wide receiver's not a big one, but we are losing our starting right guard. Coming off that loss, looking to bounce back, we have a 4-10 Seattle Seahawks team coming in, looking to stay above 500. What do they got? My team does not have the minimum right guards. That's just not. Why can't we move one? All right, what we're gonna do? We got a new right guard. We got 3 left guards. We might as well make Nails. Let him hit the ground running. All team first name. We'll make him our new starting right guard to take over for Diem. 71. I mean, it's not horrific. 79 overall. We somehow went down in overall, making Nails start. But looking at the Seattle Seahawks here, seeing what their squad is, what kind of X factors they're dealing with, superstars. They got Sean Alexander, one of the most polarizing, like, he's good and then he's out of the league I've ever seen. Got a couple of veterans on the offensive line in Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson. Dallas Clark at tight end. Jonathan Vilma at middle linebacker. They got some solid players. It's going to be a different opponent. Let's hop in, see what kind of damage we can do. Bring his ass down. Let's go, James Harrison. Oh, there we go. James Harrison on 3rd and a mile. Makes it 4th and a mile. Doing his work to try and just force him out of field goal range. 20th TFL for the season. He's really coming on as a field goal attempt. Down there, Matt Hasselback and your super edgy conservative wife. Oh, this is just not a team that can hang with us at all. Across the board, I feel like we got a 5-star in us. 1 5-star to finish the year. 10th receiving touchdown for Andre. It's just too easy. Oh, we got him deep. Ashley Lilly out of Hawaii Beach Springs somehow, some way. Again, we're using these super updated all-pro sliders, but the deep ball is there, readily available. It's like coronavirus. You want it, you can get some. Just go outside and lick some telephone poles. Does that make sense? Doesn't it all? Doesn't it all? Oh, no, Wes Welker. Don't be a pick 6. Someone who's speed. Hey, trips him up. That was just not a good pass. I can't even pronounce that guy. I'm not even going to try and attempt it. All right, a little too easy there, like a heat-seeking missile. Troy Polamalu comes in a little late, but Sean Alexander's in for his 10th rushing touchdown of the season and a 2-point conversion away from tying this up. Ooh. 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 The deep ball again. Jason Witten Tongue. There's straight up a dude named Tongue on the Seahawks. No match for the best young tight end in the league. What a bomb. What a dart for Eli Manning. Here we go. Good tackle, Troy Polamalu. That keeps him inbound. Oh, it was a drop. Okay, maybe too good of a tackle, Troy Polamalu, because that would have kept them inbounds and ran that clock out. What do we got here? Let's go James Harrison. They're going to try to run it in with Sean Alexander. They go play action, and Mike Peterson roaring off the edge. Gets a sack, and that will take us into halftime with an 8-point lead. Let's go, Wes. Just hitting them deep. Eli Manning trying to set rookie records. All right. I think I don't have a corner over 73 overall. It's an air raid show right now. Lucas, trash. Barrera, trash. Spencer, trash. Oh, they got a little something there. Dexter Jackson. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Gets a little touchdown. I mean, they're not going away. Their defense might be the worst defense in the league, but offensively, they can control the clock with Sean Alexander, and, you know, we go all in to stop the run. They got some talent on the outside to make plays. Oh, no! No! Oh, that guy walks so weird. He runs like he has broken. He shit his pants. We just got a fumble return for a guy that shit his pants. Can't run the ball, man. We're trying to get Willie Parker 100 yards when slowly our leads, we got to go back to just throwing it deep. It's there again. It's like clockwork. Absolute clockwork. We cannot run the ball to save our life. But these corners, this is going to go down as like an all-time worst performance for Seahawks secondary, well before the Legion of Boom era. I'm getting like Megatron on Thanksgiving against the Eagle Watch, where he like went off. I don't know who that corner was. Was it Rasul Douglas, something like that? Might have been way later than that. He murdered some Eagles corner. He had like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. 3rd and 5. Eli looking for his 7th touchdown of the game. Historically bad game here from the Seahawks. We go across the middle. We had David Boston, enough for a first down. Have Seattle burn their timeouts because we have been known to maybe having a turnover at a bad time, and they still are within scoring distance, but we're going to try to run this one up here and get Eli at least equal the record of 7 touchdowns. Hey, if Nick Foles can do it, Eli Manning can do it wide open. Andre Johnson, the extra. I have no idea. Andre Johnson might be breaking records here today as well. And there we go. Our last gameplay is cheesy and one-sided. Ridiculous. It's not really one-sided. Our defense was awful. They got some it was all garbage time touchdowns. Nothing I want to even put in the video because it was so just slants. At least we were running streaks, okay? Streaks are a little bit difficult because it's 50-50. Slants, 95% success rate. But the Seahawks hang in there. We weren't going to get a blowout victory for a star rating, but Eli Manning, 500 yards, 7 touchdowns, equaling the single-game record in his rookie season. Here I was trying to ship him off. Here I was not wanting him. He had a huge game. Look at Andre Johnson. 7 catches, 268 yards. NFL single-game records. Got to be pretty damn close. I'd say top 5, top 10. 268 is good enough to put Andre Johnson, whoa, not that crazy. Puts him at 15th all-time. But well, let's see, he actually is 12th all-time for a game he had in 2012. But at this point in time, before the league got pass happy, Andre Johnson would technically be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He'd be 10th all-time. One hell of a performance here. We'll calculate the star rating. Hopefully it's 5, but again, the Seattle Seahawks kept it close. 49-44, an epic game. So, I mean, you know, it might be a 3-star, could be a 4-star, maybe a 5. So adding everything up, even though it's a crazy victory, we got a win, which is 1 star. Looking at our player stats, Eli Manning with 500 yards, 7 touchdowns to 1 pick, 1 full star for the yards and touchdowns. We got half a star for Willie Parker, going over 100 rushing yards. We got a full star for Andre's insane game of 7 catches, 268 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And on the defense, I thought for sure we were getting a half star for James Harrison getting 2 sacks. I thought he got 2 sacks. Guess he only got a sack and a half. Mike Peterson, another insane performance. But there's no stars on the defense. So that is a 3.5-star performance for the Houston Oilers. Round down to a 3-star. That is a +6 upgrade from someone from Seattle. So looking at our upgrades here, we're going to be sending veteran middle linebacker Teddy Bruschi and a somewhat young corner in Marcus Floyd all the way to Seattle. We're going to get an upgrade and get younger at the cornerback spot by bringing in Shante Spencer, the rookie out of Pitt, who's a 71 overall. And the big upgrade in the middle is acquiring Jonathan Vilma, 77, superstar dev linebacker. Does seem like the linebackers on our squad have been fluctuating all season long. We've had superstars come and go, upgrades and downgrades, and hopefully we can get through with Vilma on our squad as we enter the offseason and finally have some stability at that linebacking core. And finishing up the final week of the 04 season, we have a home game against the 4-10-1 Jacksonville Jaguars, coming off a week where Andre Johnson putting up career numbers, 7 catches, almost 270, and 4 TDs. We are looking to shut down Fred Taylor, and the Jags go to 9-7 and potentially sneak into the playoffs. I mean, there's no way we could catch, I don't think, Cincy. There's no way, we're not going to be a top 3, but Denver, Baltimore, Cleveland, New York, New England, it's all up for grabs. Even though we are on the outside looking in, we're hot right now, especially doing what we just did, dismantling the Seattle Seahawks. This should be a win, and we should be able to do just enough to sneak into the playoffs. Let's go, team. Come on, it's Jacksonville. We should be able to mop the floor with them. They got nothing on offense, nothing on defense. Find a way to win, find a way to get a plus 20 so I could steal away John Henderson. That's how we got to end this season. And we're down right now, struggling to score a touchdown. We tied up at 10 apiece. Jacksonville gets the lead right before the start of the second half. We're working our way down the field here. Kick a field goal. Down 4, but our defense just isn't getting a stop. Our offense gets momentum. Our defense cannot capitalize. What is going on? No. We cannot lose a player to Jacksonville. Absolutely cannot. And we lose by 10. It's a minus 2-star right off the rip because it's a division loss. With the playoffs on the line, they shit the bed. Looking at the score here, Jacksonville won. It was a divisional victory, so off the rip, they got 2 stars. They won the plus-minus with the turnovers. That's a half-star. Looking at the actual offense, Fred Taylor, just don't mind the glitch. I don't know why it does that, but Fred Taylor, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got a full star on his own. And then on the defensive side, that 1 interception from Wally Rainier gives them a half-star, which gives them 3. Jeez, a 4-star loss. A plus 8 opportunity for the Jacksonville Jaguars in a meaningless game for them with everything on the line for our team. That's the most disappointing loss of the whole season. Right, so this is going to make sense. I had to show you the inner workings of this upgrade. They have a plus 8 upgrade, but when you think about the Jags roster, they are not a great roster. Here are the 3 upgrades that it kind of came down to. First up, they had that within that plus 8, they could switch us back. Deltha O'Neal, who we had, from an 86 plus 6 to get Antoine Winfield. But I mean, Deltha O'Neal's already pretty good, but it's up there, right? And then an outside linebacker, they could take Peter Sermon, another player we firmly had, get a plus 6, and get our tackle machine, Mike Peterson, which is a plus 6, which, again, kind of a decent upgrade. But looking at the Jags, their worst position is wide receiver. 65-60, so, you might not see the big name value, but this is easily what they need to upgrade. So we're going to figure out, we'll probably find them a plus 1 here. They get a 65. I mean, they'll get rid of their 2 old guys here. So first up, for a plus 7, they are going to take away Wes Welker. 65, that sucks. And then do we get a 66 we can get them? They still have 1. Just to make it easier, I'll give them Sam Aiken as well. So there you go. They got 2 new It just makes the most sense to get. Well, I don't even know what his dev trade is, honestly. I wish we could see it. It's probably Superstar. It sucks. I mean, we shouldn't have lost this game, man. We shouldn't. Now they got a franchise wide receiver in Wes Welker. We finished the season not making the playoffs. Would it have mattered? Would 9-7 got us in? Maybe. I mean, we were the last team. I'm going to guess we wouldn't have got in with 9-7, considering the Ravens and Browns were ahead of us anyways. But, we beat the Colts. Even though they're the best team in our division, beat them. We beat them. We can hang our hat on that, right? So, yeah, we'll get into the offseason here. We'll finish up with the stats, and obviously the next episode will be the offseason and the draft. We still got to scout. I haven't done any scouting for the skill position players. I'm just working my way through for that 05 draft. But look at where we finished. Again, we finished pretty well. It's just annoying that we lost Wes Welker. The good news is we have lots of depth at wide receiver. We got, The fact that Wes Welker's gone, now Roy Williams needs to step up. Oh, he's just a 75, 23-year-old starter wide receiver. We can work with that. We got Lily, we got Malcolm Floyd at the bottom end of the roster, 68 star dev. We can work with that. Eli Manning played inconsistent, but pretty well. Obviously, that 7 touchdown performance. Well, remember, Willie Parker was pretty good. We'll look at the stats in just a second. Defensively, we now have an upgrade at middle linebacker in Jonathan Vilma. We still have a lot of key pieces here. We definitely are going to be looking at free safety in the draft. I think that hopefully there's a really good one. Unfortunately, I don't really think there's a great one. We could use another D tackle for sure. But our team's definitely consistent. We're 7-9 overall. It's a great spot to be at. Looking at our stats, obviously some of these stats will be skewed because some of these players didn't spend the whole season with us. They only spent part of the season. But Eli Manning, 4,500 passing yards, 35 touchdowns to 60. Those are both rookie records. He played well, man. He played well. He didn't play that great in the sim, but when we were controlling him, I was satisfied with Eli Manning's rookie season. Those are really good numbers. What was it? 2nd in yards, 5th in touch, so top 5 quarterback. And with that performance, might played himself into a superstar X Factor dev trade upgrade. So that's cool. Willie Parker, as no one talked about him in the draft process. Slipped to us. What round did we get him? Last round. We got him in the 4th round, and he chipped in with 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, almost 77 yards per game. Chris Brown, nice little power back option there. On the receiving standpoint, Andre Johnson, I think one of the best wide receivers in the league. 73 catches, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. We had 970 and 8 for Witten. David Boston, who didn't spend most of the season with us, but he had 866 and 5. Freeman, who we just got last week from the Jags, 705. Morton, again, another player we just brought in, 6 and 7. Those actually aren't terrible numbers. On the defensive side, Mike Peterson, tackle machine, 156 tackles, 11 TFLs. We got 13 sacks, 22 TFLs. James Harrison, 21 TFLs, 6.5 sacks from Albert Haynes. But definitely want those sacks to be up, though. We weren't getting a whole lot of sacks. 3 picks Winfield, 3 from McBride. A couple singles there. 93% on our field goals for Seabass. We didn't miss any, too. That was the computer. Punting, 42 punts. 13 in the 20 for Andy Lee. From a return standpoint, we didn't have any kickoff returns for a touchdown. We had apparently no punt. Obviously, I think we got rid of Wes Welker was our punt returner. I guess kind of seeing where our team stacks up against the league. Tom Brady is your number 1 quarterback, but Eli was second to him in yards. Some touchdowns. Jeff Garcia, 44 touchdowns to 3 picks. Chad Pennington with audacious numbers. Peyton Manning had crazy numbers. Eli Manning's right there, though. Jay Fielder, kind of weird. Donovan McNabb had a nice season. Running the ball, Edgerrin James, he was unreal. Anytime he played the Colts, could not stop him. Ricky Williams had a big season. Where's our dude's right there, though? Somewhere. Willie Parker right in the mix as a rookie. From a receiving standpoint, Andre Johnson had the most yards by almost 300. He had the most touchdowns, tied with Malik Turner, who I think's a real player in real life. Just one of those things that, some guys occasionally slip through the cracks here. Yeah, actually, what do you call it? I think he's a real player too. Scotty Miller. Yeah, I don't know why they're there, but they are there. But it doesn't matter. Andre Johnson, best player in the league. On a defensive standpoint, 3 times Dwayne Patman shows up for the Cleveland Browns. That's a lot of tackles. Mike Peterson, number 2 in tackles with 156. For TFL, Sean Rogers first with 23, beating out our boy James Harrison and Albert Hainsworth. From the sack standpoint, 19 from Michael Strahan. Harrison getting in close to that top 5. Picks is led by Chris McAllister with 6. 5 for Fernando Bryan, who actually spent some time with us this season. Best kicker in the league by an absolute mile. Well, maybe not, but I think so. Yeah, that's where we're at. Yearly awards. MVP went to Jeff Garcia. Not shocked at all. Coach of the year went to the 49ers. Offensive player of the year in the AFC went to Edgerrin James. Defensive player of the year, Dwayne Patman. Eli Manning is your offensive rookie of the year. Willie Parker coming in at number 2. Wes Welker, spent most of the year with us. 99% of the year coming in at number 7. Roy Williams there at 9. On the defensive side, Courtney Watson. Okay, no idea who that is your defensive rookie of the year. Vilma, who we just acquired, came in at number 3. Spencer, who we acquired, coming in at 6. Quarterback went to Chad Pennington. Running back, Edgerrin James. Wide receiver, Andre Johnson. Lineman went to John Ogden. D lineman went to James Harrison. That could be another dev trait upgrade there. Takeo Spikes is the best linebacker. Chris McAllister, best DB. And better believe it, best kicker is good old Seabass. So we're here at the end of the year. Might as well just kind of get into the Super Bowl. We'll get into the offseason here, sim through the playoffs, and we'll wrap the episode up. At the Pro Bowl, Eli Manning got snubbed, but we got Green, our fullback, made it. Andre Johnson, wide receiver 1. Not much there on the offensive line for sure. James Harrison's the starting defensive end. Albert Hainsworth is the starting defensive tackle. Mike Peterson made it at outside linebacker. And I think that's Seabass, a kicker, and that's about it. So we had a couple whole Houston Oilers representing here in the Pro Bowl. Award winners here, upgrading our players. First up, we got James Harrison. As you can see, there's now a little icon by his name. He ended the season as a superstar. He finishes this offseason, or starts the offseason, or finishes the season as a superstar X Factor. Got that fear-mongerer. Unreal. And then we got Eli Manning at quarterback. Got to upgrade him here a little bit with the confidence. He's an 82, and you can see a little icon next to his name. Through one season, already up to a superstar X Factor. He has Fearless, which is fearless quarterbacks are intimidated by the pass rush. From the end of the zone, their passing accuracy is unaffected by defensive pressure. Lofting Deadeye. We got Homer. Okay, not a bad ability, I don't think. Cool. Get to the rest of the team after we saw Eli and James Harrison go up a dev trade. I'm not seeing anything here for our team on the offense outside of that. On the defense, Antoine Winfield is now a superstar X Factor, getting a reinforcement ability. Mike Peterson went from a star back up to a superstar dev. You gotta remember, we lost a dev trait from a losing spin the wheel. I think that was against the Colts, where Peterson went from a superstar back down to a star, but he is just so much a tackle machine. He's chilling there. I do want to see what the dev trait is of Wes Welker, the player we lost in the final game against the Jags. I think he's superstar. No, only a star. Doesn't burn, but I mean, we already know he's going to be a pretty goddamn receiver. Tough to go up against. And if we beat the Jags, we have 2 opportunities next season. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to try to win back Wes Welker, as I want to really develop and grow him as a slot wide receiver. Looking at free agency, again, I don't think we're ever going to spend a lot of money in free agency for this team, just for how the series is built. What the league MVP is there in Jeff Garcia. Not much there at running back. Again, I feel like we should just kind of keep it to the draft, unless there's a really, really good free agent that I absolutely have to have on my team. Looking through it right now, I'm not seeing much. I mean, Shannon Sharp could, you know what? That could be kind of fun, bringing in Shannon Sharp as our tight end 2 behind Jason Witten, just for the skip memes. I would have put a bid in here on Shannon Sharp, 1-year deal. He's a 15-year vet, could be enough to add some experience. We're not going to get cheesy players like Ogden, who's all-time greats. Even though, I mean, Willie Rofe makes a little bit more sense, but at tackle, Kevin Mawai's not bad. Oh. See, sometimes I need to get a player. And having John Runyon on my team is kind of important. I would love to have one of my favorite players ever. So we'll go in a little bit there. We'll dip our toe in. We got Richard Seymour. See, I'm not going to try to ever get like a premier player like that. Michael Strahan was the sacks leader. He hit the free market. We got Mobley at linebacker. Not much there. Who's this? Ronald McKinnon's a superstar X Factor. Never heard of him. The secondary, Troy Vincent, Dwayne Patman. All 3 of them, I assume, are going to be a free agent. Aaron Glenn's there. Wow. Aaron Glenn, the only good player on like the shitty Marshals, and they let him hit free agency. That's not smart. We could actually finally upgrade the free safety spot. We got Dwight Smith there. Steve Gleason, icon for the Saints. George Wilson's there as he has a real face. I'll put a bid on him. He actually has a real face. Anytime those guys have it, maybe nice putting them on our roster. A couple guys there at strong safety. We're good at kicker. We're okay at punter. So yeah, that we'll actually just sim this free agency. We'll get right into the draft. George Wilson, because he got a real face. John Runyon, because he's an Eagle legend and he can actually come in and play left tackle for us. And we got Shannon Sharp for the memes. There we go. All 3 of our targets. Nice. So we're going to finish out the episode here right up at the 05 draft. And that's where we're going to kick off the next episode. The 05 draft has some pretty damn good players in it. Looking at according to Wikipedia, you got Brandon Browner, Lorenzo Alexander. You had Trent Cole, Darren Sproles, Evan Mathis, Richie Incognito, Justin Tuck, Frank Gore, Vincent Jackson, Lofa Tatupu, Heath Miller, Roddy White, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Johnson. You got Lights Out Sean Merriman, DeMarcus Ware, Pac-Man Jones, Alex Smith, Ronnie Brown, Braylon Edwards, Cadillac Williams. You know, what direction am I going to go with this draft? I have no idea, but it's going to be pretty damn fun. So make sure you guys pop back in for the draft recap as we get ready for that 05-06 season. But thank you guys for watching. Again, this is probably my favorite series going on the channel, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. At least the one gameplay, we just dunked on him, played a little Big 12 on him, and flexed our muscles just a little bit. So as always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking the talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big. Way too persistent on taking your bitch. Here comes a monster.